Will the Bears keep the first pick in the NFL draft?
I would have serious concerns about all four quarterbacks who are going at the top of this draft. That would make me all the more hesitant to trade away Justin Fields.
Quinn Snyder is ready to make his Hawks debut.
I didn't want to wait until next year to do that. I felt like that was something that it just made sense to me to begin now.
Plus, MLB rule changes take over spring training.
They're not cutting off an inning after scoring 5 runs, cutting off dead time. It's already 23 minutes down. I think we just have to change our mindset. Baseball's not this sacred cow anymore. It has to evolve, and the irony of it is it's evolving in a way that is actually sending it back to the 70s.
This is Sports Center All Night.
If I'm Bryce Young, I'm saying hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Here's Jay Reynolds.
Right on key. Sports Center All Night, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. The top pick in the NFL draft could be on the move. That's straight ahead. But first, one of the NBA's greats is having trouble moving. As we learned this weekend, LeBron James injured in the third quarter of Sunday's matchup, but wound up finishing the game. That 27-point comeback victory over the Mavs. He was limping after the game, and Monday afternoon, we learned more. 1, he'll miss Tuesday's game against Memphis. 2, he's having more tests and discussions because 3, he's expected to miss multiple weeks. You may recall it was during the All-Star break that LeBron noted that the final stretch here in the regular season were, quote, 23 of the most important games of his career. But he'll miss a good chunk of them. On ESPN's That's OD, ESPN NBA reporters Dave McMenamin with Young Masuk.
Dave, what do the Lakers, if he misses several weeks, give me, like, I guess off the top of your head, what would be the game plan for Lakers? Obviously, everything goes through Anthony Davis, and we saw how Anthony Davis responded early this year when he was just absolutely on fire and was the man. But take me through how all the other new pieces fit and how do they basically fill this massive void?
I think you're right there. AD's got to be the sun, the moon, and stars for this franchise over this stretch. And I do believe he's up for the task physically and mentally. But you're going to need to fill that void somewhere. And, maybe it's the guy that we forgot about when we rattled through the new roster acquisitions, Rui Hachimura, can play. So he's not going to be LeBron James. I'm just saying he can play some of those minutes there. Austin Reeves, some of those minutes there. Certainly getting D'Angelo Russell back healthy will help them because he, beyond LeBron and AD, I believe he's their next best player, certainly offensively. So that'll help. But, this is, you see LeBron put himself out there, the 23 most important games of his career. To have this happen in game 3 of that stretch is tough pill to swallow. And I know that LeBron will do whatever he needs to do to get himself back onto the court. This won't be, tear down the tent and move on. But it's just like a math equation now. All these games were already pressure packed and already going to be a tough prospect for them to win fully healthy.
Lakers returning to the court in Memphis Tuesday, currently 12th in the West, half game out of a play-in spot, yet just 2.5 out of the 6th seed, which would be a playoff position. But it would certainly be more of an uphill climb now. On the court Monday in the Eastern Conference, Miami and the 76ers. This one would be decided late. Philly up 1 minute and a half to go. Miami with the ball. Jimmy with the rock. Right wing. Tucker in front. He spins off him. Scoops in reverse. Got it to go. The kiss from Jimmy Butler, the former Sixer, makes it hurt inside. And after a couple of missed shots, couple of turnovers, a Jimmy Butler free throw, 1 of 2. We fast forward to the closing seconds. Heat, 2-point advantage, Philly ball. Harden slaps the rock. Bounce pass to Embiid. Bam on Embiid on the left side of the paint. Embiid, pounding, hits it out top. 2-1. It's a miss. Heat win. Game is over. The losing streak is over. This one belongs to the Heat. Jason Jackson, 560 WQAM. 101-99 the final for Miami. James Harden had 20 points and 12 assists, but he missed that three-point look at the buzzer, his coach, Doc Rivers.
Again, like I said, our end of the game execution tonight didn't feel great. I want to say without knowing that someone else was in a spot that they shouldn't have been in, because James should have been up at the top all by himself.
Joel Embiid, 27 points, 12 rebounds in the loss for the Sixers. 29th 25-point double-double this season. Ties Giannis Antetokounmpo for most in the NBA. For Miami, Jimmy Butler, 23 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, matching a season high. His fifth 20-point double-double this season. The Heat snapping a 4-game losing streak with the win. Their coach, Eric Spoelstra.
This felt like a playoff-type atmosphere. It wasn't, one of these games that were 160 to 158. Every possession was contested on both ends. It's probably felt like a Syracuse game. Both teams were playing a lot of zone. And it was just, one of these deals that you have to show some grit. Things don't always go your way in this league, and it's about how you respond to those moments collectively. When you have some disappointments, and the guys were disappointed. We were all disappointed about the last 4 games, really. And at some point, you just have to take a stand and, figure it out and gut out a win.
4-game losing streak comes to an end Monday in the first meeting of the season for the Heat and Sixers. They will play 2 more games this year, Wednesday and again on April 6th. In New York, Knicks putting a 5-game win streak on the line against the Celtics.
Up top, between the legs, steps, fakes, Tatum bites, fires the 3. Off the mark, Robinson the rebound, and puts it in over the front of the rim. Mitchell Robinson, another double-double, his 3rd in a row since coming back from the surgery, slowly against Horford. Randall across the paint to Hart, open corner 3, nails it. Josh Hart countdown, drills the 3, Knicks up 105-91.
98.7 ESPN New York. Knicks a 109-94 win over the Celtics. New York extending the win streak to 6, their second longest of the season and second longest current win streak in the NBA. The longest active win streak is Milwaukee's 14 straight. Knicks, 10th game this season, holding their opponent to fewer than 100 points. Julius Randle finishing with 23 in the win. Celtics, 9 of 42 from three-point range. A 21% clip, their worst three-point percentage in a game this season. Jason Tatum, 14 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, and 2 technicals, which got him ejected for the first time in his career.
The first tech came from the reaction from the dunk. That one was tough because, they literally collided me to the rim. 2 hands on my back, that would have been scary, right? If I didn't hold him to the rim, I was upset about that. The second one, I just told him this is probably the best officiated game I've been a part of. I tried to give him a compliment. Didn't go over so well.
With the loss to the Knicks, Celtics falling behind the Bucks to 2nd in the East. First time since December 22nd that a team other than Boston has ended the night first place in the East. In the West, it's still Denver and everybody else. Yes, the Grizzlies and Kings are somewhat comfortable in 2nd and 3rd, but 4 through 13, everybody is separated by a total of 4 games. From Phoenix at number 4 to Oklahoma City at number 13. Dallas currently sits in the number 6 spot in the West, final playoff position. They're a half game behind the Clippers for 5th. But the Mavs are also just a half game ahead of the Warriors in that 7th spot, which would be a play-in position. And, of course, Dallas coming off Sunday's game where they squandered that 27-point lead and lost to the Lakers. ESPN NBA reporter Tim McMahon.
Them being a contender this year is always going to be far-fetched. And the Kyrie trade was a massive risk. And, forget all the concerns about, hey, Kyrie, is there going to be controversy? He's got a few months left on his contract. There's massive risk just right there, and there's no guarantees. They knew that when they made the trade, but basically the Mavericks knew to have any chance of being a contender in the near future. Luka needed a legitimate co-star. Kyrie certainly is a superstar caliber player, and they figured they better pounce on the opportunity there because they had pressure coming from Luka, and they had Jason Kidd pounding the table saying, "I want to coach Kyrie Irving." But they don't have a championship caliber supporting cast around those guys. They're not serious contenders. They're a sixth-place team in the Western Conference. It's a couple games above 500. And, with Kyrie in uniform, they're 1-3 when he's played with Luka. Now, it's early, small sample sizes. All 3 losses have all been close games, blah, blah, blah. But nothing about this team that, by the way, has a defense that ranks 22nd in the league, says contender.
As at this point, as mentioned, have dropped 3 of the 4 games where Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic play together. Dallas will be hosting the Pacers on Tuesday night. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio.
Well, according to Adam Schefter, the Bears are looking to move out of the number 1 pick.
If I'm Bryce Young, right now I'm saying hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
NFL draft coming up in April. Bears, after their forgetful season, earning the number 1 overall pick. At the end of the season, Bears GM Ryan Poles was asked about quarterback Justin Fields.
I'm excited for the direction he's going. And as I mentioned before, he knows where he has to improve. I think you mentioned that the other day. So we're excited about his development and where he goes next. He showed ability to be impactful with his legs. There's flashes with his arm. Now, if we can put that together, I think we have something really good.
Because you got the first pick, there are people that said the quarterback might be available there. You're saying Justin's your guy.
Well, we're going to do the same as we've always done. We're going to evaluate the draft class. And I would say this, I'd have to be absolutely blown away to make that type of decision.
And here we are a month and a half later. Bears have been approached by multiple teams about trading that number 1 pick. And sources telling our Adam Schefter, Chicago is said to be leaning toward moving the pick.
With the first overall pick in the 2023 draft, the Bears select not so fast. The owners of the number 1 pick are open for business.
The number 1 pick is for sale. It sounds like they are going to be open to dealing and trading that number 1 overall pick. Nothing would stop the Bears from making the right deal this week if they found it.
The Bears might strike a deal for the right price this week. Now, it's rare, but since 1990, the number 1 pick has been traded 4 times before draft day, with the last time occurring in 2016 when the Rams moved up 2 weeks before the draft, ultimately to take quarterback Jared Goff. This year, 6 other teams in the top 10 could use help at the quarterback position, with the quarterback draft class headlined by Alabama's Bryce Young.
Could have potentially, a feeding frenzy for that number 1 overall pick and to really stock up for the future.
All eyes are now on Ryan Poles, who has the number 1 pick plus roughly $100 million in cap space. The 3-14 Bears need all the flexibility they can get with needs at almost every position on the roster. At his end-of-the-year press conference, Poles referenced a few specific areas where he's looking to upgrade.
I always go back to the premium positions. We're always going to look at, pass rushers. We're going to look at offensive linemen, corners. So that's where we're always going to start. I think we have really good flexibility to help this team, regardless if it's making the pick there or moving back a little bit or moving back a lot. We'll be open-minded about everything.
What the Bears aren't widely expected to do at this point is trade Justin Fields, especially if they're shopping this pick. And new team president Kevin Warren has told me he loves Fields, all this bolstering the view that the Bears are really looking to build around him. For now, however, the Bears have the league's most valuable asset, and they are putting it out there ahead of a busy week at the Combine. They are open for business.
Bears willing to deal. Maybe 8 to 12 teams could be looking to make a switch at quarterback. Indy would certainly be in that mix as well. Who's in the mix for the field of 68? Bubble Watch. Sports Center all night continues. It's ESPN Radio.
Coming up Tuesday, how many teams are a quarterback away from competing for a Super Bowl? Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
This is Sports Center all night.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper. No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish. Sounds easy. It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
The Knicks. I'm not thinking get in at 6. I'm not thinking 5. I want 4.
As long as you're in that 4-5 matchup, that's all that matters.
I don't think it's realistic to think you can win a playoff series against Cleveland. That's as far as I look at you can go right now. My issue would be, how do they get better? So I'll take what I can get, and that is compete, maybe win the first playoff series.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on 98.7 ESPN.
Hey, it's Michael K. I love when I get to talk about my friends at PC Richard & Son. It's a local company, family owned. I trust them for my appliances, TVs, electronics, and a good night's sleep too. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. During their President's Day sale, buy any ceiling mattress, $5.99 and up, and get a free TV up to 55 inches. And they deliver it for free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son, the local company you can trust for your new mattress.
Take Mohegan Sun with you wherever you are in Connecticut, on your commute, at the shore, in the park, or at home. Your favorite casino games are now in the palm of your hand. Win real money and earn real awards by playing on the MoheganSunCasino.com app. Visit PlayMoheganSunCasino.com for today's promotions. Where do you play Mohegan? Must be 21 or older to play. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Union Pacific Railroad wants you to join its team. It's an opportunity that comes with great pay and benefits. There are a variety of open roles across its 23-state network, including train crew positions, with hiring and relocation incentives of up to $50,000 in some locations. You can even get a free college education while working. Union Pacific Railroad connects hundreds of communities, hauling goods Americans rely on every day. Get your career on the right track with Union Pacific and apply today at up.jobs/sports. That's up.jobs/sports.
The all-new Weekend Wager comes to 98.7 ESPN on Friday nights at 10 p.m. It's presented by BetMGM Sports. Don't be left out of the action.
Sports Center All Night continues with Jay Reynolds.
Milestone in Edmonton. That's straight ahead. Sports Center All Night. ESPN Radio, the ESPN app. Meanwhile, crunch time for college basketball. Selection Sunday, March 12th on the men's side. North Carolina has been trying to find an avenue back into the picture. ESPN's Joel Lenardi has had the Tar Heels squarely on the bubble as one of the first 4 out. They're trying to avoid the dubious distinction of being the first team to start the season ranked number 1 and then miss the NCAA tournament. Monday, North Carolina and Florida State.
13 on the shot clock. Green guarding Davis out on the perimeter. 1 minute to play. Heels up 68-62. Baycott comes to set the screen left side. R.J. Davis, crossover, drive, pulls up at the free throw line and gets the roll.
Learfield with the call. North Carolina 77-66 win over the Seminoles. Armando Baycott with 1 point. Lowest amount of points scored in the game. He's played 4 minutes or more in his career. Leaky Black did have 18. He spoke with our Angel Gray.
Well, welcome to the ACC, where every game is a dogfight. You push your win streak to 3. What did it take from you guys?
It's a lot of perseverance, man. You know, it's been a long, tough season, but this is where we found out who we really are. Winning games like this on the road, tough environment, gritty team, big time win.
Well, I know that we were questioning your height coming into this game, especially our very own Corey Alexander.
Right.
They said it looked like a 6'9" dunk. Would you agree?
Yeah, I appreciate that. They got to give me 6'9" now. After that one, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that.
Just going back to Florida State, you mentioned the grittiness that they had and just recently what they did against Miami. When they cut it to a 2-possession game, what was the conversation amongst you guys that led to that dunk?
Just remember that we've been in situations like that before, and just not get discouraged. Just be strong with the ball, limit turnovers, and at the end of the day, we got to get stops, and that's what we did.
Last question: 11 threes that you guys had. I mean, what's working for you guys at this point?
Just trusting the work, and we put a lot of work in. Obviously, we know the resume Coach Davis has. He's a great shooter, and he's just embodying that in us, and coming out here and just trying to trust our work, and that's what it was.
North Carolina snapping a 3-game road losing streak to Florida State. Seminoles, meanwhile, 7 consecutive home losses, longest active such streak in the ACC as they fall to North Carolina. In the Big 12, Oklahoma State starting the night as one of Joe Lunardi's last 4 in. Cowboys, though, facing 7th-ranked Baylor.
Here's Bridges firing again and hitting another 3 from the right-hand corner.
Just quietly sort of going to the open spot. He saw penetration from Flagler and was just waiting on the ball in the corner.
17-point lead for the Bears with 5:40 to play. Looking for a turnover. Pass up the floor to Thamba. He will dunk it. That's the way to break the press. The pass and the dunk by Thamba, and the Bears lead by 10.
Baylor goes on to a 74-68 win over Oklahoma State. John Morris Learfield, Baylor's 8th straight win at Oklahoma State. They've won 15 of the last 20 overall against the Cowboys. Oklahoma State's lost 8 straight games against top 10 teams. Also in the Big 12 on Monday, West Virginia, 72-69 win at Iowa State. Baylor's women's team, a 9-point win at number 12, Texas, 63-54 in the Big East. Number 11, Villanova, rolls at Seton Hall, winning by 27, while 9th-ranked UConn at home, a 9-point win over Xavier. UConn now 18-2 in conference play, while Xavier falls to 0-20 in the Big East. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio. On the ice, Bruins skating in Edmonton.
It won't be icing as Costin gets down to it. Takes it left side in front of the net to McDavid. Scores! There's number 50, and this game is tied at 2.
Well, 8th goal in a span of 4 games for Connor McDavid.
6:30 CHED. Oilers getting both of their goals from Connor McDavid as he reaches the 50-goal milestone, reaches 50 in 61 games. Fastest active player to score 50 in a season. But the Oilers lose to the Bruins 3-2. Boston with 97 points on the season, on pace for 134. That would set an NHL single-season record. Bruins with their 46th win. They're on pace for 63 wins. That would also set an NHL single-season record. Avs and Golden Knights.
Aiden Hill out to slow it up. Turned over. Score! 14 seconds and the Moose is loose. 4 straight games with a goal for Mikko Rantanen. Theodore lost his skates as well. JT Compher with it. Compher, near side, Rantanen, he scores! The Moose is loose! And it's a fantastic goal to get to 40. Mikko has 2, 40 on the year. And with 3:40 to go in the second, Colorado doubles the lead.
Altitude 92.5. Avs with a 3-0 win over the Golden Knights. Mikko Rantanen had 2 of the 3 goals. Avs with a 6-game win streak. Bruins picking up their 7th straight. Avs have their 6th consecutive win. Senators a 6-2 win over the Red Wings. They have points in 6 of their last 7 home games. Ducks a 4-2 win over the Blackhawks. Ducks 20th win of the season. Blue Jackets remain as the only team this year not to reach 20 wins to this point. What is a number 1 pick worth? That's next. Sports Center all night at ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Greeny, and a lot of opinions flying around here on Tuesday morning, including one of my favorite traditionalists will be on. We'll talk about the new pitch clock rules in baseball and a whole lot more. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
ESPN New York, everywhere. Whether you're driving in your car or riding the LIRR, ESPN New York is never out of reach.
We're going to try to touch as many of you as possible.
No matter your listening routine, never miss Stump Rothenberg for your morning run.
I have a lot of knowledge.
Never miss the Power Hour. Due to your power lunch. And never miss an ENN. Again. Hailing a cab, catching the train, or boarding a bus. The ESPN New York app is your ticket to ESPN New York everywhere. Download the app today.
I'm Martin Hope, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air I can finally